This podcast was produced on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation.
Welcome to Australia.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
This is kind of tragic.
Someone who is such a connoisseur of reality television.
The content is hideous.
So sorry about this. Oh my God.
Welcome back to The Cringe is Real, the podcast that cringes along with Australian reality TV and pop culture at large. I'm Sam Cremian, and on today's off-season episode, I'm joined by the gorgeous Ben Rigby to take apart the iconic first season of one of my personal faves, Instant Hotel. Instant Hotel Season 1 first aired on Channel 7 back in 2017, and it was also streaming on Netflix outside of Australia for a while, but it's still on 7+ here at home. Ben Rigby, welcome back to The Cringe is Real.
Hello, thanks for having me again.
Hi.
Hey.
So good to see you again.
You too.
What's happening over in La La Land? Anything cringy?
What's not happening in America that's cringy right now? I mean,
Yay.
Donald Trump just got convicted, but he can still run for
Yeah.
Fun time.
She got our queen, host of popular TV series For the Love of Dilfs, Stormy Daniels, finally got her comeuppance.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to Stormy
Love
D.
some Stormy. I watched the first season of that. It was funny.
So you have to watch the second one. It's an improvement, which I didn't think was possible.
Noted.
Who was in the first? Oh, the first one had the hot Irish dad at the end.
Yeah, it's
the
just,
photographer.
It's a little tragic and hilarious. I mean, if you're recommending it, I'm always up for some trash TV, which is why I'm here today. So
Exactly.
you know, I'll watch it at some point.
I also see you're enjoying all of the memery surrounding the Gina Rinehart.
Gina Rinehart, love her.
I'm very upset. I went to Vivid last weekend in Sydney, and I was expecting that as a projection, as had been suggested.
I know that was like a fake meme I posted about it being on the Sydney Opera House, and then a friend of mine was like, I was literally like the person who suggested this in a meeting as a joke, and then it went and people ran with it. And I was like, are you responsible for this meme? Like, people think this is happening. And he's like, yeah, I'm really sorry.
I was hoping that it was real.
And yeah, it would be incredible. I made a show. There was a gay party here last weekend called Space, which is the best party in LA, in my opinion. It's like on 4 times a year, once a month, every summer. And I printed that picture onto a T-shirt.
I saw the turnaround on that was quick sticks, babe. Well done.
I was like, I'm fucking wearing this. And then there were like people.
Did one Aussie find you and was like, oh yeah.
There were so many people laughing at it.
Oh, good.
Everyone was like, I love that. And then they didn't know the full story about how the full circle of racism that surrounds it. And I was like, let's spread awareness about how much of a cunt Gina Rinehart is, shall we? And they're like, oh, we hate her. Like, great.
Who is she? Oh yeah, we hate her.
They're like, they just thought it was funny.
We hate capitalism.
Yeah. But the full circle on the Nepo baby of it all from both sides, and that the Indigenous Australian one is fucking the best thing I've ever had happen in pop culture this year. I want to go as her to Halloween, but I don't know how.
You got to take the small wins, you know?
You do.
Yeah.
Because art always fucking wins, cunt.
We will be analysing some crimes today, but they will only be interior design crimes committed by tragic pairings of Australian Airbnb owners. Can we do so? This show, if you have not seen this show, firstly, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go and sort yourself out. Fix your life. Go and watch it right now, because it's, in my opinion, one of the most incredible pieces of recorded
Australian
anything.
Art. Albert Madeira. It's up there with Albert Madeira and Vincent Madeira.
It's up there. This is high art. I think the biggest crime of all is that this show was not picked up and just turned into a global success story, a la MasterChef.
It got lost in COVID. So like,
Is that what happened?
A friend of mine was like, "Have you seen Instant Hotel during COVID?" I was like, "I'll watch anything right now," and then started watching it. It was like, "That is fucking incredible." The question I have is, how the fuck did they license all that music? Like, they must have had a budget. They had so many big songs in it.
Oh, really? I
There
didn't
was
notice. Maybe I was watching a different version
Mate.
where they've cut all the songs out.
Maybe. No, I watched it on the same thing as you. You sent me the link.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there were some hits. Maybe Channel 7 had a little sneaky deal with a label or some shit. So what happened? So it went onto Netflix, but now it is no longer on Netflix in America.
It's not on Netflix anymore. Maybe because of the licensing. Who knows? Because there was like Despacito by Justin Bieber, and then there was that I Don't Want to Live Forever song by Taylor Swift and Zayn. I was like, how the fuck did you afford that?
These songs.
But the prize is that you go to Palm Springs. Like, how they spent all their money?
Oh my God. So we need to first talk about the prize. I love how the prize is mentioned, and it's like you get to stay in an Airbnb in California that may or may not belong to someone who is allegedly rather famous, who we will never name on this show.
Yeah.
Possibly the worst prize in reality TV history. I mean, look, you get a trip.
Yeah, economy though, probably.
Oh yeah, like Scoot via Hawaii, I reckon. Like,
you get a boat trip.
You get a boat trip from Sydney to LA. Yeah, but the prize though, it's like these contestants, I don't think they're motivated by this prize. They're very house proud people.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of lends itself to this like Kath and Kim, like Australian suburbia, like house proud trope, which I think is so funny because we're cashed up bogans here, right? Yeah. We've got too much time, too much money, and we spend it on ugly shit in our houses. And this show is like the epitome of the competitive nature of that.
It's wild.
Times 1,000. Plus then there's like state politics come into it because it's like, you know, everyone's from a different part of the country.
State shit comes in hardcore.
It's
like, every time I watch like a good reality show, I'm like, okay, so are these people really this tragic? Like, is the general populace this tragic, or they're just really good at casting? And I think the former is true. I think that a lot of people are really fucking tragic.
Mm.
They're willing to like sell their soul if a camera is pointed at them.
Especially back then. So this was what, 2017? I think we hadn't quite yet.
Maybe it had been on for ages. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah.
Viewing for me. Maybe it had been out for ages.
Yeah, no, I think people found it in COVID because I remember when I was in Canada in like 2020, at the like just before shit went down. I remember a friend of mine living there was like, oh my God, everyone's watching this tragic Australian reality show called Instant Hotel. And I was like, what? And I hadn't heard of it. And he was like, yeah, everyone here's seen it. And it's hilarious. And we watched it. We like got stoned and watched a few episodes of it. And I was like, this is heaven. And then finished it when I got home. And yeah, perfect COVID viewing because it's like the dumbest shit ever, right? But, and then they made season 2. Did you watch season 2?
Oh, no. I think after we watched the first one, I think Darren was like, we're not allowed to watch season 2. Like, I'm banning you.
Fair.
It's like,
they fucked it a bit.
Too angry.
So there's only one reason you need to watch season 2, and it's a really hot guy that's on it with his mum.
Okay.
So he's like stupidly good looking, and they get him like topless pretty much at every given opportunity.
Amazing.
Or in like Speedos and stuff. And he's hot, and then but it's awkward because like the mum's there, and you're like, Mum, can you fuck off? But besides that, I can't remember. Oh, there's like a Cuba Pedy house.
Okay.
But besides that, it's not that exciting. It's nowhere near. You don't have the Babe and Bondi. You don't have the Brenton Leroy. Like, there's no iconic like rivalry.
I just binged a bunch of it.
Amazing.
Babe and Bondi. I am.
But Babe is like an underrated gay icon. I think she
Amazing.
needs like a float at Mardi Gras, just called like Margaritaville, like every year with just topless waiters. I think Art Simone should have done Babe as her snatch game instead of Bindi Irwin. We would have had a whole different, like, can you imagine? And RuPaul pretending to know who that is.
That's how I come back and you're like,
It's like RuPaul being like, oh yes, Babe from popular Australian show Instant Hotel. So my favorite thing about this show is the way that the Channel 7 production sum up the relationship between the pairs in 2 words, or like roughly that, kind of like they do in Amazing Race, right? You know how it's always like basketball, yeah, best mates, or like basketball playing cousins or whatever, but they do it in a shady as fuck way. With a little bit of homophobia smidged in there.
Right.
How they call Brent and Leroy fussy couple.
Yeah, fussy couple.
It's like, why don't you just say flaming faggots?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, fussy couple is like coded as fuck, Channel 7.
Look, they're not really doing themselves any favors to get away from
Well, that's the thing. And then so I was all ready to get on that high horse. And then you watch the show and you're like, oh no, they are a fussy couple.
You're like, they were being nice.
They deserved that homophobia. In fact, they deserved worse.
Oh, I just hate. Yeah. I hate him. I just hate
Leroy
him so much. Like, but I also like hate his enabling husband.
Oh, I love the husband. That's the husband we all dream to have, where we can just be an absolute raving cunt on television, and the husband's like, "Yes, honey."
Yeah,
absolutely, darling.
The count of the sheets isn't good enough, is it?
The sheets. Oh my god! All right, let's get the fuck into this show. If you haven't seen the show, good luck following along. No. But basically, the premise is they go around to different people's Airbnbs across the country. They all stay a night, and then they rate their experience, as you would, staying in an Airbnb, on 4 criteria, which are, what are the criteria? It's like location and amenities, night's sleep, value for money, and what's the other one? Oh, the property itself. So they rate on those criteria, and then there's also a fabulous expert hotel designer, Juliet Ashworth, who is like a fake British woman. I love her. She just appears out of nowhere and like Mary Poppins is around the properties. What did you think of Juliet?
Look, I love it when someone's like, and well-renowned person here, and you're like, I've never seen this person in my life. And they've got that Madonna fake British accent. I don't know if she's Australia. She's probably just from Sydney. You know, she just grew up in like northern 100%. Beaches, and she like developed this.
She's a necessary addition to the show, though, because we need her there for the exactly. And so the contestants can say shady things like, well, Leroy, I don't really care about your opinion. I'm more interested in what our expert Juliet has to say.
She like definitely is in on the tea a lot of the time too. Like in the second half of the season when she's like, oh, look at this beautiful king bed and these sheets here. You know that there's a fucking like wine stain hiding that they've hidden. Let's sit on it. And then she's like, oh, moves a pillow. And she's like, oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
She gets shady herself, though. Like, occasionally she throws some pretty fucking, like...
But then she'll give them, like...
You know, stinky bombs out there, and you're like,
really,
whoa.
Really unclassy. And then she'll be like, I give them a 9. She's like that, you know, like my Nonna Fina on Instagram. Did you follow that? Where she's like, oh, I hate this dress. It's terrible. And she's like this old Nonna rating like Met Gala looks. And she's like, this is terrible. She looks like she's wearing a balloon. What do you give it out of 10, Nonna? 8. It's like that.
That's Juliet. That's Nana. So Episode 1,
Yes,
we are in Humpty Doo, which is up north, top end,
Yeah.
and we meet our host Luke Jacobs with a Z.
What was he?
Luke,
Oh.
do you remember Luke Jacobs?
He
He's
was
a
in Gardens or
what?
something?
What else was he? Was he on like Pop Stars or something?
Darling.
He's like a Channel 7
He's like DJ
staple,
Grant Denyer.
I think. Yeah, a darling. Yeah. Oh, he's more like a Daniel McPherson.
Oh, don't do that. That's really offensive.
Have you seen the Instagram account dedicated to Daniel McPherson's feet?
I have not, but
I'm going to send that to you later. It's hilarious.
Definitely look it up. That is wild.
And his legs. Sorry,
That's insane.
I tell a lie. It's not just about the feet. And we meet the cast.
We do.
Sam and James are our first couple. They are newlyweds from Byron Bay. James is gay. I'm just going to put that out there. Sorry, Sam. Your husband is gay.
Yeah, I think he might be in the future. I think he maybe hasn't realized it, but they're like deeply Christian and they just don't say it.
Oh, yeah. They're so, like, they're supposed to be the young, fun couple, but they are the most pearl clutching happy clappers.
The worst. Can you
and
imagine?
He's a plumber. I'm like, sorry. And he has no business being such a dumb hottie on this show. I'm like, sorry, Jade. But he says 2 words the whole season.
He's too dumb to be hot for me.
Yeah. I mean, look,
I'd still each to their own.
Throw him one.
We all have our crosses to bear.
But Sam, she's like a horrible, like, cult leader. Sam is like, yeah. She's a few crystals away from like Mother God status.
Cult leader. Rich. Who's rich?
Yes.
Family or his?
Her family. It's her family's house. And remember, they lose their shit about it. Mark and Janine are the bogans from the Barossa.
They're my favourite.
Okay, we like Mark and Janine. He's the one with the mullet. She seems like a fun time as well.
They're just like heart of gold Aussies that like people give bogans a hard time, but bogans are like the nicest people ever. Especially if they have like a little bit of money, they're not having to fight to like stay alive. They're like the fucking best people ever.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to their shed later, but I do like them a lot. Babe and Bondi, breakout stars of this series, mother and daughter.
Mother and daughter over the side.
I want to get full. Who is she? Where did you find her? Where did they find these people?
I think there's a lot of. She definitely she definitely got that house in her American husband's divorce. That's why Bondi has an American accent.
They own the whole building. We find out later. They own an apartment building in Bondi. It's very strange. But yeah, you're right. Something went down.
She's like a developer's husband's ex-wife.
Yes, they definitely like burnt down like a childcare facility that was on that site to build that in like the 60s.
Absolutely.
Because the location is so unfair compared to where everyone else's Airbnbs are. Sorry, instant hotels. The Humpty Doo one, yeah, wow. Brent and Leroy are our fussy couple. Read
Port Douglas.
Homosexuals from Port Douglas, darling. Wow. This is some Chris Lilly shit. Like, I thought Chris Lilly was going to take the mask off at any second.
They're so cooked. At start, you're like, okay, like, you know,
you're like, oh, some gays, representation, and then you're like, no,
like,
get them off the screen, please.
Maybe gay rights,
not these ones. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have let them get married after all. If they're gonna design houses in this way,
vote no.
Vote no. Big hard no. And Adam and Kathy, who are a Humpty Doo couple, they're all right, but I don't know. Adam annoys me. He's a little bit too eager. And
they're the ones who own the Humpty Doo.
The Humpty Doo place, yeah.
I don't mind them.
They're okay.
They like go up and down.
Their listing is called Top End Hideaway, and it's $1,000 a night. It's pretty nice. Like I would stay in this property.
Yeah,
It's
looks
got a
really
big pool. The contentious point was the pool had no fence around it, which everyone was like, "Oh, what if your child
like pretty sure
drowns
the
herself?"
crocodiles are waiting in the forest for you. So
That's what I thought. I'm like, not the most dangerous thing in the Northern Territory, but sure.
and they were like really offended by the bathroom window.
The first line we get from the gays is, "We don't believe in being vicious and cruel in our critiques, unless it's warranted."
Oh, mate.
At which point I'm like, yes, like cannot wait to see this train wreck. Babe and Bondi are the first to rock up. They look like fish out of water. And her one-liners amazing. Like I've got pages of notes from this show and they're all just Babe quotes. The first one being like, "Humpty do, more like Humpty don't."
Iconic.
She's iconic.
Where is she now? Do you look her up?
I have not. No, I refuse. I kind of want to just live in like that moment, but I will at some point when I'm ready. Deep dive on all of the contestants from Instant Hotel.
I'm looking her up right now.
Get in touch, babe. Let us know.
Bondi Scott. Is that her name? Is that her? Oh, there's Bondi.
Bondi Scott. What's Bondi doing these days? Oh, there she is. Oh, she's gone brunette. She's got a hot
brunette.
She's got a hot side piece.
Bondi Scott. Is her mum's name Babe from Instant Hotel?
Where is she now?
No, I can't find her. But I'm sure Bondi
she's gone off the socials. She's gone full ashram.
Got too famous.
Yeah. All the hate she was getting was just too much. Luke Jacobs explains the rules. Then they go for a little peruse of the property. And Babe is like, "Oh, that's a big deck. You know I love a big deck." But she's talking to her daughter, which I'm just like, love this. But also, like, don't you think they don't seem like mother and daughter? They seem like just two gals, like two cougars on like a night out.
They like don't seem like it. Like Bondi definitely grew up too fast.
Yeah.
Some single mother shit.
Definitely. Oh, she's definitely like accidentally seen Babe like fully being penetrated.
Oh yeah,
by a topless waiter on like a 70s themed couch.
Mate, it's so crazy. How old is Bondi? 18, 20?
I don't know. I reckon she would have been mid-20s during filming, so now she'd be like 30-something.
It's like those people that are like, "My mum's my best friend." And you're like,
No, get another friend.
Yeah, sometimes that's not okay. Most of the time, that's not okay.
So it's the first property, and it's like game on moles from the get-go. Like, people are already playing strategy. Everyone just immediately decides, like, even if something is great, they're just like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, it's so funny. Yeah, it could be better. They're walking around the property like, oh, you know, there's no bottle of wine in the gift basket. Like, they would just find anything to justify their low scores.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, the whole game, there's no integrity to the judging whatsoever from the start. And it's even acknowledged by the host at the end. He's just like, "Okay, guess we're cool. Guess you guys just got real petty and threw in a lot of strategy. We weren't expecting that."
Australian reality TV people are brutal.
Yeah. But the infamous rivalry is, of course, between Babe and Bondi and Brent and Leroy. And this is like so good to watch. But the whole time I'm thinking, surely they're just very similar, right? And they should probably all be mates. Like, in another universe, they would love each other.
Maybe. I think those gays really hate women.
Oh yeah.
You know, those
And style.
those gross gays. They're like, we're only friends with each other.
Mm.
And you're like, oh, if this is how you interact with people that are like strangers that have like a common interest in like design or housing or whatever, and this is how you treat them. Imagine how like the homophobes in Port Douglas treat you.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. They're on every committee and every
Yeah.
they're at every meeting in the community, and everyone's just like, oh, can these faggots
Like they go to the
fuck
beach
off?
in Bondi and you're like, oh, so you live in Port Douglas, but you don't go to the reef, but your house is just reef themed everywhere. You go to the beach, but you don't swim. You're a fucking poser. Fuck off.
So speaking of them, they go on a crocodile safari thing up north,
Better crocs in Port Douglas.
and they go, "Oh, the Daintree's much better. Our Crocs are bigger, more exciting. They're just more chic. Our Crocs are just a little bit more chic. So good." And Babe and Bondi clock this, and they're like, "Oh no!" They're like, "Oh, Brent and Leroy, they're just mean. They're just a bit mean, aren't they?"
Great Babe impression.
Babe's voice, it's everything. And then you're right, what? And then Bondi has an American accent. Like, sorry,
Yeah. You're like a rich
trauma.
developer daddy. That's what I said.
Yes, I think you've got it right. So while they're out looking at Crocs, Juliet comes in to snoop around the property, and of course she goes, "Oh, no fence around that pool."
I mean,
and the microwave is filthy. Then they go to the Humpty Doo pub, and this is like iconography. Like
so
the faggots at the Humpty Doo pub just being like death stared. It's fantastic.
They're
like
so scared.
Yeah. But of course, your besties Mark and Janine just fit right in.
Mark
There's
walks
like
over. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is my crowd." I mean, that's what I'd probably do too, to be honest. I'd be like,
yeah.
"Fuck these people. I'm going to sit with some other people." Like, I want to sit with these losers.
A bloke just like puts a beer in a hat and just pours it on his head. It's so good. Then we get a sexy shot of James in the shower. Which
with shorts on.
Yeah, with shorts on. I was like, great. How's that OnlyFans going?
Yep.
And they've got to check out at 9 a.m., which is so rude, especially in the fucking Northern Territory. Like, what happens before 9 a.m. in the Northern Territory? I assume everyone just like sleeps in.
No, I didn't realize it was 9.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's rubbish.
Then we learn about the reverse scoring system. So not only do the guests rate the hotel, but the hotel owners rate the guests for like how good they were as guests. And this is the best part of the show, right? Like, this is the part that just becomes instantly weaponized as a tool to just like get a few extra points yourself. But poor Adam and Kathy, they haven't quite clocked this yet, so they give like a nice score. They give their guests like 8. They get a 7 from Juliet. So it's all happy days so far. Next, they go to the Barossa Valley and stay in Mark and Janine's 50s inspired shed. Thoughts on this property, Ben?
Look, it needs to be seen by Australia. It's fucking crazy. My favorite part of it is they're like, "How did you get all this stuff?" He's like, "It's all imported from America." And they're like, "This must have been so hard to get." And Mark and Janine are like, "Yeah, we had to sell the 2 cars. And it was really tough."
Yeah.
Really
to sell a really old bottle of wine.
He's like fucking choking up about selling a car to like buy more shit for his house.
Right. And then their whole story is like, because the prize is you get to go to America. They're like, that's our dream. I'm like, why have you not just gone yourself? Like, maybe if you didn't buy all this shit, you could have actually gone. Also, wouldn't you have gone like before designing this property to like get inspiration? These people like, confuse me.
Also, the import tax
so much.
That shit is so insane. Like,
Exactly.
So expensive.
Well, it's like people are always like to me, like, oh, why are you always like traveling? And I'm like, because I don't fucking buy dumb shit.
Yeah, I have everything I need.
Their welcome packs include wine, which I'm excited about. The welcome pack is also a nice touch, like, because that starts to get gamed throughout, and people start throwing in really like expensive stuff.
Yeah, or out of date calendars.
Yeah, there seem to be absolutely no rules for this show, by the way, which we love.
It seems
they
like
have
my stepmom would like give me on Christmas. That was like when they had no money, and you're like, I know you got no money, but like, I appreciate the gift that you're giving me, but I literally like used this gift 10 years ago, and you're like giving it to me as a present. Like it was like old shit that you're like, this has been sitting in your cupboard, or you bought this at the airport. Like, what is it?
It's like dumb stuff. I think there's like a miniature Zen garden at one point, like a snow globe.
Where was that?
I think in round 2, like the Brisbane couple.
Mate.
Oh my god! They go do a winemaking thing, which is cute.
Good activity.
James chases a duck around, and then this
Leroy's
is when the
bossing them around.
Yes,
Spices in
yes.
there.
So the pettiness escalates here because Leroy has decided he's taking over with like the dinner plans and everything. He's kind of bossing everyone around. And Babe's like, that Leroy, he's just a big bossy brute, isn't he?
And then Babe's like, I can't smell duck. It makes me sick. Like gagging.
Their reviews of the Barossa place are so cunty. Like, so this is when the gays get their like venomous tongues out, and Leroy says that Janine just needs to take a short visual merchandising course. I gasped. I was like, you are so... And she was like really upset.
Super hurt.
And like, then their faces said,
like, for this game.
And I love as well that they deliver the feedback, but like Luke Jacobs has to read it out awkwardly in front of them, but they're sitting right there. It's like, oh, yeah, man.
Brutal.
It's brutal.
I thought their house was... I mean, it's a museum. It's not a house.
Yeah, but it needs to be seen by Australia.
Experience. And like, no one's going there to not party.
No. And they get good scores. They get an 8 from Juliet.
Yeah.
And then so they end up taking the lead, and they give a fair score to the guests as well. They give them an 8 in return. So that's like, okay, we're still playing nice. But next we go to Byron Bay. And wow. But this is when they start the shade about location. So it's like, Byron Bay, you mean... They're like North Byron.
I mean, I looked these up when
where is this place?
Still 20 minutes away.
Sans North Byron.
North Byron.
Juliet reads them to filth about this. She's like, you're actually in blah 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 beach, but that's an up and coming destination in itself. So you should have just said that. We get a good Bondi quote. They're driving up and they're like, Babe goes, oh, North Bondi. They've invented their own suburb. And Bondi goes, North Byron. They've invented their own suburb. And Bondi goes, she's also trying to invent her own personality.
Savage.
And I was like, burn.
Just I just imagine all these reality stars watching the season after it airs, because it's like, how do you know where that person lives now?
So good. This house is quite nice, but as everyone gets upset about, it's not their house. Like, it's Sam's mum's house or something. And everyone's like, oh, we'll need to... Apparently now there's rules. Yeah. And like everyone's upset that... Yeah.
No, it's not where did you get this money competition show.
No. There's mosquitoes everywhere.
Yeah.
And they walk through like Fuck, the editing is so good here. They like walk to the beach through a swamp and there's like horror music over the top and they're like, ah, ah.
Even the
Being-
editors are doing them dirty.
Being eaten by mosquitoes.
Oh.
It's so good. And they do beach yoga and one of Adam's balls pops out.
Wait, I forget this bit. One of Adam's balls pops out.
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh.
Right.
There's a lot of subtle like swinger behavior between the couples where they're like, oh, Adam's getting his balls out on the beach. And it's like, if the cameras weren't there, I feel like this show would turn very quickly into
Or if Leroy wasn't
a
there.
swingers
it'd be
party.
like,
True. He would kill the vibe.
he's such a killjoy.
Oh, the worst.
Hope you're
Juliet
listening,
comes
Leroy.
in. Sorry.
Hope you're listening, Leroy. I fucking hate you.
Ooh. Friend of the pod, Leroy. Enemy of the pod. No, Leroy is as far as reality TV villains go, like one of the best. Like A+ for just leaning into the villain.
For real, but
and
Babe is also the villain.
Well, true, but I don't know. From my perspective, I was like on Babe's side.
Yeah.
Just because she's can't and like Leroy sucks. So I don't know. But you're right. You could pick a side, I guess. But who's rooting for Leroy?
No one. Someone. There's someone who's like, you know
Someone out
what?
there.
I'm with him.
They go to Crystal Castle, which also features in Byron Bays, which has also been covered on this podcast.
Oh, I turned that one off. I couldn't deal with that influence.
Have you ever been to Crystal Castle?
No.
It's amazing. It's like a hippie theme park.
No.
And they get their auras read,
Right.
which is great. Leroy comes near the aura reader and they're just like, no, you have no soul.
Black.
It's black. I see it like swirls. Then they burn the pizza in the pizza oven because no one knows how to use it, which is pretty funny. And Sam rocks up in a white flowy dress and starts changing the plates over, which I love this because Leroy's like, she's just rocked up and she's changing the plates. Who does she think she is? Just like, have you seen you?
Everything's a dig.
They get scored really highly as well.
Yeah.
But not as high as Mark and Janine, which they're really shook by. And then we go to Bondi Beach, Ep 4.
Yes,
It's finally our Shady Queen's turn to host.
Oh.
And she goes, oh, look, in preparation for the guests arriving, we've been busier than a waxer before a Kardashian wedding.
Fuck.
So good. And then we finally get to visit Margaritaville. Would you stay at Margaritaville?
Fuck yeah. It's so close to the beach.
Next time you're back, we should book it.
Oh my God.
should-
That probably ups the price.
Oh, I reckon by now. I reckon it would have gone up for like a few years after the show, and now it's back to the bargain basement.
Maybe.
Mm.
Maybe. That place was like, the backyard was nice. Rooms
Huge
were fun.
backyard.
I mean, I would love to take some pictures with Babe's artwork behind me. And the
So
the,
good.
the Bondi Indigenous art.
Oh my God. There's definitely a few statements made by Babe and Bondi that I'm like, oh boy, this is not
one
aged
that-
well.
What did she say? She's like,
Oh, Bondi's gone native.
native.
Oh,
No, you didn't.
yeah, that bit was hard to watch. I like had to pause because I was like this.
So cringe.
Yeah, they go crab hunting up near Port Douglas. And she's like, oh, I think Bondi's gone native, doll.
I
It's
had
like,
the best
oh,
time. Bondi's gone native.
no. Oh.
This is tricky.
Of course, the fussy gays hate Bondi. They're like, Bondi's overrated and it's grubby and disgusting and full of children.
Port Douglas
Unwashed.
is much better.
Port Douglas is just far more chic and Classic.
Yeah, like as though there's way less like crackheads in fucking Cairns. Like I lived in Cairns, man. Like it's a beautiful place. I fucking love it up there.
I
But you know what?
know.
Cairns is way cooler than Port Douglas. Port Douglas
Port
is
Douglas is
where you
pretentious,
get
right?
youth from.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Um,
the Noosa of Cairns.
Yes. So the rooms are all themed at Margaritaville around Lady Lust. So we love that. There's the peacock room, the boudoir. The listing is called Chic Beachside Apartment. And of course, the gays call it Mutton Dressed as Lamb.
Oh my god.
So this is just like pure camp heaven. Like, we're in a camp apartment called Margaritaville. We've got an old villainous gay who's just like throwing meaningless shade at this woman and her daughter, whose name is Bondi.
To win a trip to Palm Springs.
Like you can't write this shit. This is like gay iconography. They look in the welcome pack and there's a sexy cupcake book of hot guys holding different cupcakes.
Fluffy handcuffs.
And everyone's so prudy. Like Sam and James are like, 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, because I guess it was 2017, so everything was about 50 Shades of Grey.
That's right.
Being like the zeitgeist. And they're all like, oh, not us. I'm like,
have sex.
have you guys ever fucked? Like, come on. I know James is closing his eyes and picturing a bloke, but like, come on, Sam.
Yeah, he took that cupcake book to the bathroom. They had Master Suite in that one, didn't they?
They did. Oh, I loved all the fighting over the rooms.
Oh, it's so petty.
So good. What do? They go jet boating and they go past a nude beach.
That earned them a lot of points.
Do you think it was like La Perouse?
The beach?
Yeah.
Like,
where could you go on a jet boat from Bondi? I don't know. What do the gays do?
They just like the women's baths in like Coogee.
Yeah, probably. But so the number one rule of Margaritaville is that you must enjoy margaritas.
Sign me up.
And this is a contentious point because Bogans, Mark and Janine, they have simple tastes. They like a nice glass of red from the Barossa.
Beer?
And a beer, but margarita's nuts, a bit too girly, a bit too silly for me. Thank you very much. So Mark does not partake. I think he has one sip of a margarita.
It reminds me of like when my dad didn't text, and I'm like, "Why the fuck don't you text?" He's like, "Because texting is for girls."
Your dad said that? Texting for girls? Over here first. Texting is for girls. I'll put that on a t-shirt.
Texting's for girls. I'd wear that.
Texting's for fucking chicks, mate. Your dad
He doesn't think that way anymore. He texts now. But
what a
like
faggot.
10 years ago, such a fag. So
6 p.m. is
down years ago, and he's like, "I have something to tell you." I was like, "What is it?" And he's like, "I don't want you to judge me. Don't you want to say anything?" I was like, "Okay, Dad. Oh my God, is my dad gay? Is my dad trans? What's going on? Is he breaking up with his wife? What's happening?" And then he's like, "Just don't judge me. I don't want to judge you in your situation. Like, I don't want to I don't want you to like have any judgment on me whatsoever." And I was like, "It's fine that you can say anything. Like, it's fine. This is
Did you kill
like
someone?
a safe space." And he's like, "I found God," and I started laughing.
Oh, fucking hell, Dad. Like, I thought you were going to say, I'm texting now.
You in your situation. I was like, what's my situation?
Your situation over here. Wow.
Yeah.
This has now become a trauma therapy podcast. Thank you.
Heard it here. This is actually the therapy podcast now.
Wow. Look, I think Leroy needs to do a bit of soul searching. I hope that she's, done a bit of inward looking after seeing this show. Maybe changed a few things, doll.
Tried to.
Reach out. I'm always here to chat, Leroy. If you want to have a little chat, hop in the DMs.
People have been too hard on you.
Yeah. People have been hard on you your whole life, and it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's tacky, says Leroy, talking about Margarita o'clock. So 6 p.m. is Marg o'clock. They drink these margs that are like toxic green. It's like that bullshit mix that you buy from
With
like
Curacao or whatever. Did they use Midori instead of
Yeah.
like, triple sec? Like, what's
I
going
think they bought Margie mix. You know, you can get that like toxic green marg mix. It's fucked. But they rock up with a shirtless waiter, and come on, Ben, you can't admit this shirtless waiter wasn't hot.
I mean, why is everyone so upset about it?
I would be like, fuck yeah, she's organised
I'd be
a
like,
pass around party bottom for
put
us
the
all.
music on. Like, what is going on? Put the music. We're in Margaritaville. Mark, just have a fucking margarita.
Have a marg, chill out,
Yeah.
play with the topless waiter.
Like,
So
they're
good.
not paying you enough because you can't afford a shirt.
That's right. And he's like, huh, huh, huh.
I must have drifted in with the surf.
Everyone, including Brent and Leroy, are like pearl clutching at the topless waiter. And
It's
I'm
the
like,
first time that you see them like, oh yeah, cool.
fucking kidding me? I thought they would have started to win over the guys. Actually, I think Brent was into it, and Leroy was like, "No, don't look."
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Brent was like, "It's kind of hot."
Yeah, it's like he was very handsome.
And
Leroy
we haven't. No, Brent, you're not
later.
Yes. The final scores come through for Margaritaville, and fuck, this is so funny. So Leroy calls Margaritaville lipstick on a gorilla.
That's right.
Which is so funny. I love that they think that their shady comments are like really clever, but they're just dumb and like quite mean.
To write those down.
She goes back, well, the devil may be in the details, but I think you're the devil, Leroy.
He's like, erotic, neurotic.
Yeah, yes! erotic. It was 50 Shades of Wrong. Like, they just, all of these comments, like, I would watch a whole show. I would watch a show of just Leroy v. Babe, like,
trying to rip
things. Oh, trying to just rip each other down. Like, fuck, that would be so good. They should have been the hosts. Yeah, they need a pod. Port Douglas is episode 5. Wow. So off we go to Lord Voldemort's house, says Bondi.
Dead. The further they go into the burn.
Yeah.
Oh, you. Where are you?
Oh, this is like suburbia on steroids. Tropical Hideaway, more like suburbia on steroids.
The thing that got me the most were the plastic plants. Like you live
You're in the tropics.
You live in fucking next to like in the Daintree. We have real crocodiles. It's like the Daintree rainforest is an hour from you. Like, and this is how you repay your guests without fresh flowers or plants. Like, it doesn't take much to fucking plant a plant and put it in your house, you loser.
Honestly. Plus, I love that they get red for like just going to the gift shop or whatever and like emptying it in the house. And I'm like, correct. There's just like shells and shit everywhere. It's like coastal but tropical, like all of the worst coastal art you've ever seen in your life.
You've got like
art
spears
glass.
on the wall.
There was tribal masks. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's some. They like went to Fiji and like bought that.
Yes, bought some fucking wooden masks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can just imagine Leroy declaring those at customs. Like, these gorgeous masks. Careful with those, please.
Careful.
Yes. I'm a designer, you see. Interiors.
Interior designer.
They go this is when they go mud crabbing, and we get the native. I think Bondi's going native comment, which the cringe was.
This is wild. This is wild.
Juliet arrives and she's like, yes, there's been a lot of hype around this property, hasn't there? And she's immediately disappointed, much like the guests. Hates the plastic flowers. Like, fuck. And she calls it the overt use of plastic flowers. I was like, oh, if you're going to use plastic flowers, keep it discreet.
Plastic plants is like the biggest no-no. It's like fake fruit as like a setting.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's not okay. She's really harsh on this stuff. Like, this is the probably the harshest Juliet has been yet.
And that's
But
why I
I-
said she's defo like privy to what drama is going on, and they're like, okay, producers like you have to
Yes.
say a little bit of bad shit about it. Like
They're like,
let's do a take.
eviscerate this one. Like,
Yeah, let's do a
go
take where you're really mean about it this time.
so good. What she does love, though, is that there's like a trickling fountain
It blocks out the
that blocks out the sound of the freeway. She's like, what an innovation. Top marks, boys.
Look,
I was like,
I was
amazing.
very much like her. I was like, that's really smart.
They all go cane toad racing.
Sounds fucking rad to me.
So Queensland, and Adam wins himself a 4x gold, which he's stoked about. Good on you, Adam. And then they cook up some crabs that were caught by the crab hunters. I actually thought that was a nice activity. I would do the crabbing one.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
kind of cool.
And the cane toad race.
Yeah, oh sorry, and the counter recipe good. So far I'm like, this actually looks fun. And at this point as well, there's a group dynamic going. They kind of like, they know a bit about each other, and they're actually having fun. Like they're getting drunk with each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. Having the best time ever.
Like, it's really nice because Leroy's not here right now.
Then it's like the final moment of the round. So also with this show, they don't at all explain that like there's another fucking 5 couples like waiting in the wings, ready to go for like round 2 right after this. Cause you're just like you're like, okay, so we've been to all the houses now, but there's still 5 episodes left. What the fuck is going on, right?
And they're like, Babe and Bondi don't like even win in that round. They go to the finals.
So just after this one, we get the final scores, and Babe and Bondi win the round with 70 points, and they go to the final. And you're like, what? What's the final? And then it's like cut to episode 6, and we're in Brisbane, and it's like, hey, everyone, forget about those people. Here's 5 new couples. And I was literally just like, this show is unhinged. This show is not tethered.
We have to get to know 10 more assholes. Okay.
And here they are, Terry and Anita. They're our loved up couple from Bris Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
What I love about this batch as well is we've got 2 like fags and hags. So we've got Serena and Sturt from Melbourne or
Really
Point
concerning.
Cook.
It's concerning.
I love Serena and Sturt, by the way. They are so good. Then we've got socialites, Mikey and Shay from Sydney. But is Mikey gay? Like, how is that not addressed at any point? Like, I feel like he's like, yeah. At one point, I feel like he's like, yeah, like banging chicks, haha. And I'm like, sorry, mate. Like,
it seems like he's not out yet.
Yeah, it does. It's a bit awkward.
They're like probably like childhood friends or some shit.
They're kind of like going for like a Shahs of Sunset style show of their own, like in Sydney. I feel like they've got this kind of like Kardashian adjacent thing going on where she's got like, they want it real bad.
They'll do anything to get on TV.
Yeah. And they're from money, obviously, but they're good fun. The rivalry on this season is almost between Serena and Sturt and Mikey and Shay. Yeah. Then, oh my God.
Who, for the record,
Lynn and
fucking busted houses.
Oh, fucking busted. Lynn and Simon from the GC. Oh my God. Lynn is a hair preparer.
Love her.
For Caucasian hair? You can't. Where did they find these people?
She's incredible.
Fuck. And I think Simon's kind of hot. He's the kind of beefy daddy. Yeah.
He's
when he gets his
that like gay beat daddy who's like,
oh yeah.
Like
you would have seen him in the
let me tell you
GC.
something. When I watched this show for the first time during COVID, I saw that house and I was like, oh my God.
The GC one.
I know exactly where that is. I know exactly the street. I've been there so many times. And then 2 years passed because you guys were in lockdown. And I went back to Australia for the first time in 2.5 years. And got off the plane and, like got picked up or whatever. And the bus drops me where I need to go. And I walk to my dad's house and it's 2 doors down from there.
Stop.
Because my dad had moved. And I was
You loaded up Grindr and
I was with Darren. I was like,
Simon
Darren.
is a torso on Grindr.
Yeah,
looking for a blowjob.
He wasn't. But
damn.
I was like, Darren, check out that house. He's like, what about it? I was like, that's the house from Instant Hotels. He's like, it is not. I'm dead.
Yes, that's just made my day. And could you see large amounts of Caucasian hair being prepared through the window?
I couldn't. Maybe they were renting it out.
Probably. And then the last couple is Beck and Tristan, who are siblings that are definitely fucking because they live on a houseboat in Mildura on the Murray.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
there's they cut to them a few times being like, oh yeah, like, oh, because she's a professional wakeboarder and like, oh, this one time I like used that to pick up a chick. And I'm like, sorry, how?
To pick up her.
Exactly. I'm like, was she the chick? Oh, all right. So sleek Queenslander in West End, Brisbane. This is Terry and Anita are fucking boring. I'm sorry. They are boring people.
I don't know if you spent much time in Brisbane, but they're very much your typical like Gen X Brisbane.
Okay.
Robert, I don't know if it said like what they do for work, but it seems like they're probably like
something boring.
One of them's like works in law, and one's maybe a cop or like a chef.
Yeah, he's giving like ex-cop vibes, but now he does like coaching or something.
Yeah. It's very like we inherited this from our parents, and we bought this, and we bought the house next to it. Because Brisbane used to be so cheap.
Yeah, and they bought this huge Queenslander. It's a great house. The best thing they are into
Lake Beach.
They're into some kinky shit though, because there's a perspex window from the staircase right into the toilet. So I reckon they've done that deliberately, and they're really into a bit of scat play. But,
piss play, scat play,
piss play. Yeah, it's always the vanilla ones that you think,
The real. And they've probably got cameras. They've got a whole like CCTV unit from the other house that looks into that house.
The Sydney socialites are really patronising to the like Mildura siblings. They're really like these like inbred like river people. It's quite funny.
I feel like I'd be friends with the siblings out of them all.
Honestly, same. They actually seem really rad. Aside from them engaging in incest, they're quite fun. Serena immediately becomes like the Leroy of this round. Like she's like, so I'm really big deal on TripAdvisor, and I've TripAdvised all over the world, and I'm really difficult. And it's like, okay, here we go. She immediately starts like convincing everyone to like play the game, which I was like, good. Because it would have been really weird off the back of the first round to just transition into like people properly playing the game. It's like, no, I want people to like bend these rules that don't exist.
Yeah, so made up.
Then we go to Mildura, Australia's fruit bowl. Have you ever been to Mildura?
Never been to Mildura. Have you?
You haven't lived. I have. It's actually quite cute.
You haven't lived.
Yeah. It's very far away.
Well, I know a boat that we can stay on if we ever go visit.
It's called Class Act.
Is it?
That's what the boat's called. A Class Act.
Okay.
And they're all like, Class Act, more like no class. It's like, oh my God. Like everyone, like Serena, like full cut mode. She's kind of great though. She's like getting her TripAdvisor on. She hasn't even gotten on board the boat yet, and she's like eviscerating it. Like, it's really small. Blah, blah, blah. We get Simon in his Speedos or undies even, just running around. And I was like, woof.
Yeah. Do that again.
Daddy.
Class Act.
class act. And pretty much all that happens in this episode is like they fuck the motor somehow. They like drive the boat around and they like fuck the motor. To which poor Beck and Tristan are just like, oh, I guess that's all right. But like they've broken the boat. I would have rated them like 1.
Yeah, you're like insurance. If the insurance doesn't cover this, you get a 1.
Exactly. And look, they all have a terrible night's sleep because they're in these tiny little rooms and like it's a beautiful experience, but it's not like, yeah, I'd honestly want to be on like a slightly nicer boat.
Yeah. But people are little bitches too. They're like, I didn't get a good sleep. And you're like, you're literally on a boat. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
It's like when people are like, so like, how far away is Australia from America? And you're like, oh, like 13 hours. They're like, oh, I could never fly.
I could never do. Oh, I could never do that.
Never fly that far. I was like, well,
never do that. You're like shut up.
My grandparents like went on a boat for 2 months from England.
Exactly. Would you prefer to swim?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I love when Americans tell you that. Like,
I
could never.
Like, did you
aren't
sleep
you precious?
Do you think you could never do that? You got free alcohol and free entertainment. What are you talking about?
I love it being on a plane. So Melbourne is next, but I mean, you could call it Melbourne. Point Cook, which is pretty much Werribee. So this is like a brand new, like this is like Caroline Springs. Do you know what I mean? Like this is fucking like a housing estate with like a fake lake.
Oh.
I died. So like Serena and Sturt, they've talked this up. I love it. So we meet Serena and Sturt. They're like, Sturt has a water brand and Serena's like really big on TripAdvisor. I'm like, those are not jobs.
Not a job.
They also have lots of 3D TVs.
That's right, because they have less shit.
Nothing else.
You're scrubbing at this point, so you have to
Oh, nothing fucking happens. The best part though, so for the activity, they go to the Western Treatment Plant, which is the fucking sewage farm, which like if you grow up in Melbourne, you go here on like a school excursion. Like I've been here. They take you out there to look at the shit. And it's like the funnest day at school because everyone's just like, wow, we looked at shit. Like it's literally you look at human feces.
Incredible.
Like that's
like a Tuesday night, really.
That's exactly. And Terry and Anita are like low key into it. But it's like you can't like this show is amazing. Like moments like this happen and you're just like, wow, like thank you, Channel 7. Thank you so much for taking a group of people to see some shit. For real. But they end up having a fun night though, because they get shit-faced in the house and play with like the VR goggles and stuff. It's like very suburban. Yeah, well, there's nothing else to do. Only 40 minutes from the CBD.
Of the suburbs. Like, what do you guys do? Get shit-faced and look at 3D TVs. It's called meth.
Exactly. Point Cook, the fucking meth capital of Australia, I tell you.
Within a week, they're like high on meth. The show just stops.
And Sturt has like such a fabulous like Jedward bouffant and like spray tan. Like I love his 2017 look.
He is filthy.
Then we go to the GC to 2 doors down from your dad's place.
My favorite.
And okay, so Simon and Lynn are just friends. That's their tagline, just friends. Even though I
kind of believe it though.
Really? But they've definitely fucked, right?
I think he's gay.
Like everyone else on this show?
I think he's like maybe like closet.
We can only hope.
I don't know. Like maybe they're like actually maybe they used to be together and they're not. Who knows? Like
who the fuck knows? But they're trying to make it more interesting than it is, let's be honest. It's like, oh, just friends, huh? I'm like, shut up.
I think this show, you have to be in a couple to qualify for the show. So they're like, okay, I own a house and I need someone on with me. So
and she's just started banging this guy with a motorbike.
Yeah, which is why there's
like,
all
do you
these
want
like,
to be on the show? Yeah.
Which is why there's 2 Klingon gays are there too.
Klingon
Because Serena's like, this is my house.
Yeah, true.
And I
And
have
Stuart's
two
like, sure,
kids.
I'm
And then
here.
the other chick is like clearly like it's her like Greek dad's house.
Yeah.
And then the other guy's just like a friend from school or some shit.
Lynn has sourced hair for John Travolta and Kylie Minogue.
Has she?
Yes.
And John
Caucasian only hair. I love that she always points that out. She's like, just Caucasian hair. I'm like, wow. Okay, lady, we get it.
She's not going.
We get it. You fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
Like, someone spills wine. It's the Sydney socialites. They spill red wine on like the brand new white sheets, and it's so
he doesn't
funny.
put the cap on properly.
Yes, because he's like a toxic little closet case.
Trying to make a point of like the bottle not being plastic, and he smells it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Is this plastic?" And then he smells it. I'm like, "You didn't check if that's plastic."
They've also got like bad like GC tattoo studio artwork all over the walls, like of like an edgy girl, like a suicide girl. Like, wow.
Really, it's like post
gross. Yes,
it's like 10 years old.
And Lynn rocks up and whips out her hair collection for everyone to see. If you have not watched the show and you're listening to this, are you just like, do you think we're on meth? Like,
I would have been into that if she showed me that.
Same, I'd be like, ooh, who wore this hair? She did all the hair for Lord of the Rings, don't you know?
Incredible. I would have been like, put one on me right now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Wig party. They get pretty well scored. Serena and Sturt, though, like, they give them like a 2 or something, which I'm like, come on. Now you're just being stupid. And Serena's there trying to like justify it with her like sassy face. It's like kind of amazing, but
I know that lady though. Like, I know
the TripAdvisor person.
No, the Gold Coast.
Oh, Lynn. Oh, yeah.
I grew up around. My mum's a beauty therapist. Like, my mum literally just down the road where you see the shops behind them when they arrive. Like, my mum worked in that before it got renovated as a beauty therapist, like in that specific shop. Yeah. Like, and I like, she's like laying out her hair. I'm like, oh, I've been around this bitch so many times, which is why I kind of love her.
She's great.
They gave her a lot of shit just for being like wacky.
I think Lynn, like I would hang out with Lynn.
Yeah.
And Simon for obvious reasons. But yeah, Lynn's fun.
Duh.
The last instant hotel that we look at is in Sydney. It's in West Pennant Hills, which is just suburbia. Like, the northwest, apparently. So it's north still. So it's like a bit rich, but it looks old money.
It's like,
so this is so funny.
It's like Killara.
Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't know Sydney very well, but it's ages away and it smells like old people. It's like a musty house.
It looks like it smells, which is bad.
It's gross. Even Juliet, so she is so cunty this episode. She rocks up and she's like, well, the smell is just as pervasive as the mold from animals. Oh. She's like, what? She's like, talking about mold and animals, because you have to look after like 5 cats and a turtle if you stay in this house. They also claim to have a real Picasso. Sorry?
Yeah, they claim to have a real, but it's not a real one.
It's like a napkin that Picasso like touched. Anyway, it's fucked. After the moldy animal comment, Shay's like, well, our guests are moldy animals, so maybe that's where the smell came from. I was expecting more from Shay. I thought she was going to be like a fun, sassy lady, but she didn't deliver.
She's just a bitch.
She's
just a like wannabe influencer.
Oh yeah, and I loved all their packages of like, we love to travel and do all this fancy stuff, and it's literally just like no. It's like them in like Dubai.
What happens when your parents work too hard and give you everything?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the final scores are in, and it looks like in the final is Terry and Anita from Bris Vegas. and Babe and Bondi from round one. So I kind of like what they do here. So in the finals, they get a selection of jury members, and it's an all-star cast of guests. So we get Sturt and Serena, Mikey and Shay, and the Brisbane couple from round two. And then from round one, we get Leroy and Brent, Sam and James, and Babe and Bondi. So it's like all of the snooze people pretty much just like don't make it to the finals, which is good. So they've got an extra set of people staying now. So they've had to change some things. So this time they're getting marked on like how well they've like responded to the feedback, blah, blah, blah.
I didn't get that. So before I got on this call, I only got to just before this. So you'll have to really dig my memory.
Rushing through. It's a fucking marathon, but honestly, highly rewarding. Basically, all that happens is Babe and Bondi put a glamping tent in the backyard. But in an epic fuck up, they get like a new oven and they leave the plastic sheets. There's like plastic sheets between the trays, in between the trays and the oven, and they turn the oven on and like the whole place gets like fumigated with toxic fumes. Everyone's like, ah! So that's kind of what does it for them. And Terry and Anita's place is just like stunning. So they win. And they do like a story bridge climb. And everyone's like, oh, Brisbane's actually cool. So it's like, yeah, a big win for Brisbane.
Huge. Terry and Anita.
Good on you guys. What a wild ride. What a wild ride. But look, Babe and Bondi, I think, are the real winners of the show. Because like
they truly are.
They won our hearts and minds.
They have the property. They can afford a trip to Palm Springs.
Oh, exactly. And I'm sure they would actually do that on their own anyway.
Yeah.
Ben, I need to ask you, how would you describe your place if you were renting it out?
Oh, fuck. I would describe it as a beachside. It's a beachside. You've put me on the spot.
I I should have given you this assignment.
Plant Daddy beachside view.
Oh, okay, I like that. That's good. And what would you and Darren's like couple tagline be? Dad and son ?
Dad or date.
Dad or date. Dad and son looking for third. That's what ours would be. I would call our place like inner urban sanctuary.
Okay.
Minutes from Aldi supermarket.
Steps from Aldi.
Stunning view of construction site.
Yeah. Views of RMIT.
Views of RMIT library and associated students. Yeah, look, I can't say, because we used to do it. Like, we used to rent out our spare room back when we were like povo cunts. And I got to tell you, like, never again. I couldn't do it now. Have you guys ever done it?
No, we're not allowed to sublet. But
of course, rules.
Yeah, I would be like, great views, crazy neighbors.
Who are your neighbors?
Oh, cooked cunts. Like,
oh, really?
Oh yeah, like Karen personified is on the other side of this.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, so she would be onto it if you had people.
But she's only like 50. It's like you're an emerging Karen.
She's Karening early.
She like wears like Jedi wear everywhere and thinks she's like she's all like crystalled out and she stinks like shit. And every time she walks past, she thinks she like smells like nice. And you're like,
oh, patchouli.
Yeah. If she was a nice person, it wouldn't matter, but she's not.
You'd be like, go off. Yeah.
Rag of shit. Yeah.
Oh my God, Ben, we did it. Thank you so much.
We did.
And thank you for catching up on all 500 episodes of Instant Hotel season 1. Have you got anything to plug while you're here? What's going on?
What am I doing? Going to West Hollywood Pride this weekend.
Oh,
I think
cute.
going to Venice Pride tonight, very soon.
Oh, yeah, it's Pride Month for you
Yeah.
guys.
Right, just
I love
started.
sometimes they try and do it here. They're like, it's Pride Month, June. I'm like, no, it's not. Not in Australia. It's too cold. Sorry.
Yeah. When is Pride there? It's in Feb. Damn.
It's all kind of around March, Feb, isn't it? Like Midsummer and
Mhm.
Mardi Gras and whatever.
Yeah. So it's all starting. I'm gonna
Who's the headline at WeHo Pride?
Kylie.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
It's done.
I'm
Tell
not
her I
gonna
say hi.
That's extra. That's like in another part. It's
Oh,
like Kylie, Janelle Monáe, Doechii,
Oh, nice.
I think Trixie Mattel,
Oh, yeah.
Kesha.
Superstar
Sophie Ellis
DJ
Bextor.
Trixie Mattel.
Yeah. You wanna
Oh,
go see
Sophie. I feel like
Um,
all of these acts are just doing the Pride circuit like worldwide now.
For
They just
real.
wheel them out. And
Yeah,
Sophie's like killing it now after
Love
fucking
it.
Saltburn.
I know. But good for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, she did, what's it called? Summer Camp, which is like our
Right,
version
right.
of like Mardi Hoopla. Last year before even.
Yeah.
And she was great. Love a bit of
Loved
Sophie
her. Always loved her.
SEB.
Yeah. So I think we're going to Venice Pride tonight. Just going to go see. It's like a block party.
Oh, fun. I
Should
always
be
enjoy
fun.
the stories.
Yeah.
All right, Doll. Well, take care and I'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to The Cringe is Real with me, Sam Cremant. If you would like to support the show, rate, review, share, and tell your friends about it. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the show notes.